The way we consume and share news today is largely rooted in social media outlets, a reason why it is crucial that we look at what's being discussed online. From the hottest issues to trends for our daily social media minute, we are now joined by Erica. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning.
Yes. Today, early morning, we are also talking about the Culinary Class Wars. Our first story, we're delving into the rising interest in fine dining driven by the popularity of this Netflix show, Culinary Class Wars. So this has actually led to a significant increase in premium kitchenware sales, right?
That's right. This show is, everyone's talking about it. And the rising popularity of the show, if it hasn't hit its peak already, it sparked a growing interest in fine dining. And we've already talked about this on Social Media Minute in the past weeks. And it's also led to a surge in restaurant reservations. We also covered that. And today we're talking about the fact that the show has also led to a surge in the sales of cooking tools and even premium tableware on e-commerce platforms. So Gmarket, which is an e-commerce platform under the Shinsegae Group, analyzed kitchenware sales in the month of October and found that some product categories saw transaction amounts more than triple compared to the same period last year. The average amount spent per customer also doubled in certain categories or items, should I say, which shows a clear shift toward premium kitchenware products. And it seems more people are eager to recreate the experience of high-end dining in their own kitchens and homes.
Interesting. Then which kitchenware saw the biggest increase in sales?
So the cooking tools saw the biggest increase in sales. For example, frying pan sets, the sales were up by 151%. Other kitchen items that saw a huge increase in sales included graters, which were up by 233%, knives, rice cookers, pots, steamers, cutting boards and mixing bowls. And also they also experienced strong demand. Measuring tools such as salinometers and kitchen scales became popular as well. Now, there was also a significant rise in sales of plates and tableware. The sales of plates were up by 156%. And spoon and chopstick sets by 246%. You would imagine that people already have these types of, utensils at home, but I guess they want to upgrade or go fancier. Now, forks and knives also saw an 80% increase. And additionally, wine accessories saw sales jump by up to 95% year on year. Now, demand for high-end kitchenware has also grown, like I mentioned, with the average spending per customer increasing by up to 2 times compared to last year. So, for example, spending on forks and knives rose by 97%, meaning that while people spent around 10,000 won on these items last year, this year, they're spending around 19,700 won. And similarly, spending on wine accessories, knives and cutting tools, cooking utensils, frying pans, pots and plates also saw a noticeable increase. We're talking about premium lines here.
Mm-hmm. Well, in fact, last Friday, we have conducted an interview with one of the chefs in the Culinary Class Wars, Joseph Ligerwood. And I know that we do know that there were lots of expats joining the program, and also many people, foreigners, are enjoying Korean food, including French football legend Thierry Henry. He was spotted enjoying a bowl of bibimbap during his stay in South Korea for a friendly match.
That's right. So a bunch of legendary, iconic, footballers were here in Seoul over the weekend, and you're going to cover that, I guess, in the sports section. But Thierry Henry has often mentioned that bibimbap is one of his favorite Korean dishes. On Saturday, he posted a video on Instagram, enjoying, bibimbap, mixing a bowl of bibimbap with fellow football icons, including Ricardo Kaká, Clarence Seedorf, Andrei Shevchenko, and also in the video was Yu Bim, who was one of the contestants on the show Culinary Class Wars. And, the footballers, they look thoroughly entertained by the chef's lively guidance. He was in full gear in the hanbok. Now, in 2009, Henri revealed that bibimbap was his favorite Korean dish. He also mentioned that fact again 10 years later in 2019 in a documentary titled Sensational about Son Heung-min, reflecting on his 2002 World Cup experience in Korea. He said, "It wasn't a great tournament for France as we didn't get past the group stage, but I tried bibimbap then and I've loved it ever since."
Well, it's great to see Henry embracing Korean culture and food, especially bibimbap. And yesterday, Seoul World Cup Stadium hosted the Nexon Icon match, attack versus defense, friendly. That is why these football icons we just mentioned, plus many more, were in Seoul.
Yeah, so it was a fun concept. Retired football legends splitting into teams, the attackers and the defenders. But more on that story, I guess, coming up in the sports section later.
Well, turning our attention to weather, Seoraksan Mountain is always the place that receives the first snow of the season. And this year was no exception. When did the snow begin and how does this year's first snowfall compare to the previous years?
So according to the Seoraksan National Park Office, the snow began around 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, and the snowfall lasted for about 12 hours until 7 a.m. yesterday, Sunday morning. Strong winds in the high altitude area kind of caused the snow to blow around, so it left only a bit of accumulation, 1 centimeter. At around 6 a.m. yesterday, temperatures in the highlands of Seoraksan Mountain dropped to minus 2.6 degrees Celsius, and with winds blowing at around 10 meters per second, the wind chill made it feel like it was close to minus 10 degrees Celsius. It was really cold.
10 degrees, wow. Well, this year's first snow came a bit earlier than last year, right?
Yes, 2 days earlier than last year, which saw its first snow on October 21st, but 9 days later than the year before. Now, of course, the variability of the timing of the first snow of the year is influenced by things like changing weather patterns and climatic conditions. Now, Seoraksan National Park, located in Gangwon-do Province, is famous for its stunning autumn foliage. It attracts, hundreds of thousands of hikers and tourists that are eager to witness these vibrant colors of the season. The early snowfall adds an even more picturesque layer to the landscape, and it brings additional challenges as well for outdoor enthusiasts.
Well, those who are visiting Seoraksan Mountains, or generally mountains, they've got to check the climate conditions and the changing weather patterns. So an official from the Seoraksan National Park Office urged visitors to exercise caution.
Yes, so according to the official, winter conditions have already set in at these higher elevations. And for a safe hiking experience, it's really important to bring proper cold weather gear. The officials, they also strongly advised against using unmarked trails. So don't veer off path because they could likely pose significant risks, especially under these snowy and cold conditions. The park authorities recommend that hikers check weather forecasts and trail conditions before setting out. Sudden weather changes are very common in mountainous areas and can catch unprepared hikers off guard.
Well, the early snowfall of Seoraksan Mountain creates a beautiful winter scene, but it's quite clear a reminder for hikers to stay cautious and well prepared for the sudden change in conditions. Switching gears to our last news, community rallies and builds a new home for family with 9 children who are living in 2-bedroom home.
That's right. So this is a bit of a heartwarming news. A new house has been built for a large family with 9 children living in Yeongdong in Chungcheongbuk-do province. On Saturday, the provincial government held a special ceremony to celebrate the completion of this new house for the family in Yeongdong-gun County. So the reason why we're talking about this particular family is because they're actually quite well known here. They were featured in an episode of a show titled 동행 on KBS back in May of this year. The episode highlighted the challenges the family faced. 11 people, 9 children plus the parents living in a small rural home with only 2 bedrooms. And every morning it's a war. The children have to compete for the bathroom, who's going to use it first. And the family members, the entire family has to be split into 2 rooms, one for the boys and one for the girls, around 5 to 6 kids sharing each room. According to the provincial government, around 50 people attended this special ceremony, including Chungcheongbuk-do Governor Kim Young-hwan and Yeongdong County Mayor Chung Young-chul. Now, how this house was built is a bit of a special story. It was built with more than or close to $220,000 or more than 300 million won in donations, which is supported by various organizations, institutions, private companies, including the provincial government as well, who took part in the donations. The Chungcheongbuk-do Development Corporation oversaw the housing project, which started back in May. The architectural design was provided pro bono by a local architecture office. So everybody basically pitched in, the entire community. And additionally, organizations like the Green Umbrella Children's Foundation, Chungbuk Housing Welfare Cooperative, and local companies contributed to the project, and village residents also played a part by facilitating a land exchange for the new home's grounds, the site. Of course, the family, they're very grateful. The father of the 9 children expressed his deep gratitude. He said, "I will raise my children to become wonderful adults who will repay the kindness they have received many times over." And I heard you talking about South Korea's low birth rate. We were talking about Samsung. Now, Governor Kim remarked this is a wonderful example that can inspire everyone in tackling the low birth rate crisis here in South Korea. Let's work together to create a better environment for raising children. That was his message at the ceremony.
Well, such a heartwarming story. And what a beautiful example of community spirit coming together to make a lasting impact on this family's life. Well, thank you so much for the insightful report, Yerika. We'll continue with more updates with Yerika tomorrow. Hope you have an absolutely lovely day.
You too.
Thank you.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.